And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Exodus chapter 2, verse 12. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. There are evil habits that you need to deal with right early. Otherwise, they may hinder your acceleration in this great year of promise. There are evil habits that you need to take care of. Otherwise, they can hinder your acceleration in life. They can hinder your acceleration in destiny. No matter the habit, seek divine help to overcome it. And instead of pretending to be perfect, even in his presence. In our text today, Moses hit the Egyptian. He slew in the sand, feeling there was no man. But in chapter 13, verse 15, in verse 13 to 15 rather, the very thing that he did was exposed by his own brethren. And he had fled before Pharaoh. If you don't want to flee before your adversary, handle the little forces that spoils your vine. Do you still harbor bitterness, malice, unforgiveness, stealing, and others? This is important this morning because as we position ourselves for what God is doing for us in 2017, if there is anything in our life that we must deal with, it is those things we call the little forces that spoils the vine. If there is anything that has the capacity to hinder a man from celebrating greatness, it is those things that many times you do not pay attention to. I was talking a few weeks some time ago, I said, many times what you call sin is not even the sin. The real thing that is actually a sin is those ones you do not pay attention to. Moses looked left and right out of annoyance, out of a force of reaction to an issue. He killed an Egyptian, according to the Bible, and hid him under the sand, thinking that nobody is there. There are many times that you take a decision, you put up an act, thinking nobody can see you, thinking nobody is looking, thinking that everybody who would have looked are not there that time, and you are quick to execute those acts. In as much as those acts, sometimes you get away with them, many times those acts have the capacity to come back to haunt your destiny. Many times those acts have the power to retrace their step back to you, and they become a major factor in your life. In 2017, you must deal with the little forces that have the capacity to spoil the big thing that God is planning for you. And one of those little forces are those habits you know that all through 2016, there were some of the habits you have actually tried to deal with. Sometimes these things are not done because you actually want to do them. Sometimes these things are as a result of that little weakness of yours. In 2017, seek help from above, because the help from God is capable to deal with these extra luggages that can slow us down in the race of life and in the race of destiny. Is it malice? Is it backbiting? Is it the fact that you still hold people in your heart? Is it the fact that there are still times, no matter how little that thing is, you just push it by your side, and it seems to be, it doesn't matter. But yet, these are the things that can actually prevent a man from getting into his very place of destiny. Do you still keep ungodly friends? Do you still have unforgiveness? Do you still steal malice, bitterness for no reason? You just develop a habit, and this habit is beginning to rule your life and destiny. Engaging in unholy conversation. Do you still hang around people engaging in unholy conversation? Engaging in an unholy conversation. I was talking to somebody one day. I said, many times what we call sociality can graduate into what we call true force that can actually spoil vine. We still hang around people who sometimes they say things and jokingly they even mock your God. And you laugh around, you laugh with them. You just play around it. You make it look so slightly. You make it look so normal. You make it look so, you just walk away from there. And at the end of the day, you celebrate and you still come to church on Sunday. You raise your hand to the same God and say, Lord, I give you all the glory. A few days ago, this same God you are praising now was what your friends or people that you hang around with at that time, as the case may be. Maybe it's what they were mocking, it's what they were referring to, using words they were not supposed to use. Many times the people you hang around with in destiny matters a lot. Because your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, the people that do not share the same understanding with you, you must learn how to deal with them in 2017. Because if God must deal with all the forces, he must deal with what is an extra luggage in our life and in our destiny. Do you paint people bad, spreading rumors about them? But when you see them, you pretend to love them dearly. Sometimes there are, like I said, the sinful, what we exhibit as sin, many times it doesn't really look like sin. It just looks like what we call the normal things that happen in life. But in 2017, I encourage you to be very watchful. Watchful of the things you do. Watchful of the things you say. Moses killed the Egyptian. Nobody saw him. But you know the bad thing about the exposition of Moses? It was his own brethren that revealed the secret. Many times the person you think is your partner in crime may be the one that will expose you at the very time you never expect to be exposed. Beware. It's 2017 and God is set to do great things for you. But do not spoil it with your own hand. The same danger, deal with it now. Deal with all these issues now. The same danger which Moses never dealt with, followed him on. Whatever habit it is that makes you fall short in God's presence, seek God's help to overcome it. Remember, it is not by might, it is not by power, but by the Spirit, saith the Lord of hosts. Whatever habit that you have not dealt with, whatever that is becoming an over time habit, and sometimes you actually try to deal with them. There are times you have actually make resolutions over them that, look, this part of my life, I don't just want to be found around here again. And at the same time, you find yourself back in it. I came to advise or to encourage you that you should seek God's help. There is help from heaven for you in 2017. Seek that help to overcome every form of temptation, to overcome every form of trials, and to overcome every form of weakness. Bow down your head and begin to pray and say, Father, this excess luggage, this habits, Lord, I seek for your help. Open your mouth and begin to ask God for help. Whatever that is a little forces eating up my life, eating up my salvation, eating up my relationship with God, Lord, I seek your help to overcome it. 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 Open your mouth and pray. I seek your help to overcome it. I seek your help to overcome it. Go ahead and pray. Lift your voice and just talk to God in the place of praise. Rise on your feet. When we come into your presence, yeah, I'm so happy.